GM Farcaster, and welcome. It is Friday, January 3rd, 2025, and you are here with Nounish Prophet Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. My filters are being weird. Hold on, let's see if we can fix it. Okay, better. So occasionally you're going to see me. I'm just going to be green, and that's the way the day is going to go. My other option is for the whole entire background to be showing on my face. So these are my options today. I'm really excited about that.
I think it looks great.
How are you?
I wonder if it has something to do maybe with choosing a purple background. We've been troubleshooting this in our green room.
In our green room.
Pun intended.
Our green face room. Oh my God. Yeah.
But
but I did the same exact thing on Wednesday. Same background. Only difference is I'm wearing black. Could that be it? I don't know. What was I wearing on? I don't even know what I was wearing the other day.
I don't know.
But we're just going to call it.
Yeah,
we're just going to call it a Wicked filter, and go with it.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. So GM everyone, and before I forget, we have a little schedule switcheroo next week. Adrian's going to be doing some traveling, so Monday we will not be on. Tuesday, the hub will be back with Dillsteck. And then Wednesday, we will be on with a guest host, TBD or TBA. No, TBD. And then Friday, we're back for episode 200 with a guest. Chaston. And who's Chaston again?
Chaston.
Tell everybody.
Jason Chaston.
Yeah.
The Ethereum Foundation. So
this is going to be cool.
Yes. So if you have any questions about the Ethereum Foundation, slide into us, ask us and post, and we'll have a nice little chat.
Very exciting. Very excited for that. So that is what next week is looking like. And I realized this morning, I'm like, we should have taken today off because I did not want to do episode 200 without Adrian. Like, I can't do it. I just can't.
Right. So I guess 200 is that will be the last episode of season 2.
Correct.
And season 3 will start the following Monday.
Yeah. So very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm away next week. I think you probably, I haven't reminded you, but I'm also away like 2 weeks later.
I know.
And then 3
so am I. I have
3 weeks after that. There's so much travel in the next few months.
Somewhere I wrote all that down. And I could not find where that somewhere is because I'm like, I knew I went through this with her and we got the whole thing figured out. And I don't know what I did with that. So if I don't find it again, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we've got a lot of travel coming up in the next couple months. But let's jump into all of our fun today. And me and my green face will just help you dive into this.
Kind of look like Nonlinear's PFP.
A little bit. So maybe that's it.
I'm just black glasses. And
black ones are long here. I don't. Shoot, but I can do these. I don't have any black, but I do have these. So there we go. And then there you go.
Yeah,
there I am.
That's it.
I'm just being nonlinear today. This was so funny because I was feeling all of this. I think all of us were. This is the Mondiest Thursday ever. This was in response to TLDR. Does anyone have any idea what day of the week it is? I've been feeling that all week. Like I'm so confused. Both 2 weeks, for about 2 weeks. I've been like, I don't know what day it is. So we're almost back to normal. By Monday, we should be good. And also this, if you're waiting on a response from me, Farcaster, reply, DC, email, text message. Please reping the thread. Ditto, Dan. We all are having that same thing. I know I have lots of DCs I have not gotten back to. I am sorry, and I will get there.
Yeah. What happens is when you have so many, right? Instead of even you just look away, and you only get more and more. So
that's what I keep doing. I keep opening it.
I'm doing it this weekend.
That's scary, and I keep walking away. So yeah, it's not you, it's me. Like don't feel bad. This happy Bitcoin Day, 16 years, going strong, very exciting. Here we are. So still here. And also another thing to celebrate today. Yes to crypto. 1 year today since he's joined Farcaster. And this was like funny because I think a lot of people miss this because it says I've joined Farcaster 365 days ago, but my first Farcaster birthday is 1 day away because it was a leap year. So there was 366 days. So today is his day, and yes to crypto, it would not be the same without you. That's all I can say. So we're really glad that you found us. So that's all. Just wanted to give that little shout out. This from Dan, we forgot to mention this the other day. Life update, baby number 3 arrived. Mom, baby, and older brothers are doing well. So congratulations, Dan and fam. Very exciting. And then this was from Varun. Happy New Year. 2024 was a 10x year for Farcaster with some ups and downs. We're thankful for each and every one of you who contributed to building this special community. Here's to an even bigger 2025. So, and then he goes on with a little additional info. It's a little surreal to realize that 365 days ago, a new community called DGen was just starting to make waves. It wasn't even, not even.
Yeah.
Only a few thousand people open this app every day. Frames didn't exist yet. DGen didn't exist yet. I think he didn't even realize that. So yeah, it was not starting to make waves yet.
There was a community.
There was a community.
There's a DGen channel, and there.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But no one
it
knew.
Wasn't. Yeah, nobody knew it was there.
Wasn't making waves.
It was not making waves. There were no waves. There was nothing there. Not even a little wave.
And no video. There was
no
video on the platform.
Crazy. It's so funny to think about all that happened in the past year. It seems like it was 5 years ago.
And no one complained about the auto-follow list.
I miss the auto-follow list. I miss seeing my followers go up by 5,000 in a week.
That's just cast better. It'll happen. It'll happen. Just cast better.
Issue. It's a skill issue. Definitely wasn't the auto-follow list. From Rish. Naynar, excited to have supported and been supported by everyone building on Farcaster in 2024. What do you want Naynar to build in 2025? And one of the interesting answers from Dillstuck, vector embeddings could be super useful for AI-powered apps agents on Farcaster. So it'll be interesting to see all of this develop because Naynar has changed tremendously in the past year too. So
yeah,
wild.
That question, and obviously if you're a developer, want any Farcaster tooling or even anything, because they'll pivot, they'll do anything. Go respond to this cast. This threw me for a loop because I was like, I usually have like a list of things I want in my head for people, for products I'm using. And then he asked, and I was like, oh, I don't really know. I had to really think about it. Aside from can you build a bot that actually knows all of GM Farcaster's transcripts and is smart?
Can you do
that would
the
be
work
great,
that I'm trying to do for me?
That would be great.
So I think it's the black shirt. Anytime I pull my white mug over.
Oh, that's it.
It doesn't have enough white balance. So I'll just be holding this here for the rest of the show.
That's really funny.
That's got to be it. So no more black shirts, apparently.
We just troubleshooted.
And by the way, I'm wearing my really cute Pengu shirt too. Aww. It's really cute. Yeah, it's adorable.
You're the penguin.
You're the penguin. All right, back to it. Sorry, little delay there because as I figured this out. Okay, moving on. This from Garrett. Today I learned that you can long press any frame to toggle notifications. So this was in response, Horsefax had responded to somebody else asking for this feature. And he's like, you can. 2 ways to enable, disable notifications for a specific frame. Long press the frame icon from the Frames tab. 2, use the kebab menu when the frame is open. So either way, you can adjust your notifications for a specific frame or make sure you have them on if you want to get notified when things change there. And this from Dish, Clanker now responds with Frames v2 links to token pages. Click on your PFP in the bottom left to find a link to a page that shows all the clankers deployed by you, or search by FID. More to add on this frame's V2 integration and new menu soon. So that's pretty cool. So I think you're going to see a lot of new improvements from all the builders based on the new, I didn't want to do that, based on the new V2 frames. I think people are just getting started on some of this, so which is pretty cool. So new clanker frame. Looking good. And this from Horsefax, first fork from the Warpcast featured mints frame. We're going to make this easier, but nice job getting it running right. So Ripe had dropped Higher Self, an optimistic on-chain identity collection. I think it's open through today. I believe it's still minting. And use the minting frame here. I'm trying not to log in. So very cool, was able to do that. I would love to see, actually, Nanar, I would love to see all these types of things made really easy for those of us who don't code. So that would be my request. Back to Rish's question back here. So that's what I would like to see. Because they did a great job with that with Frames V1. So love to see that with Frames V2. This from Derek.
I'll just go into Rish's cast right now
and jump in there and add that in. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. On the 7th day of Native, my true love gave to me passports. In this V1 of Native passports, you'll select your print, mint a customized one at prints.native.fun. Review your stamps, get verified, and sign your passport. I have not done this yet. I do need to go do this. But I did see a lot of people noting this and sharing this frame. So very cool to see. I think like I've mentioned this one when it first dropped as a clanker, that it seemed like Derek had plans. Like there were things coming. This did not seem like most of the other clankers. So it's fun to see like this is developing. It's taking its little time. Like I can't believe every time I put this cup down, I turn green. And like just watching him build it very publicly. So it's definitely fun to see. So very cool. This from W Benz. There are almost a dozen base meetups happening around the world this month. And then there's a link in the replies to the calendar. So go check that out. There may be one near you. Go meet up with some based builders. This from Horsefax. If Frames could add an optional RSS feed in Farcaster.json, it would enable clients to provide automatic notifications for new content, frame and user-specific feeds in app, native in-app readers, media players, commenting using content I think it means URL, or no, user interface maybe, as FIP to topic. Oh, comment using URI as FIP to topic. Sorry, I was misunderstanding that last part. So this to me would be amazing because we could take like all of our content that we already put on an RSS feed and drop it in here. And that would be very cool. I would think that's what we could do. So
a nice little frame pinned cast. But it does sound like that's what we've been asking forever. But at the same time, like I think people want our live shows in app.
Yes.
Which is not on an RSS feed. That's correct. Like, so the RSS is just for the podcast, like the recordings.
But also it could be used for something like your Substack and something like, anything blogs and so there's other beyond us. It's not all about us.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. It is about us.
I don't know if you got my 2025 resolution was it's going to be all about us.
Okay. Sorry. I forgot about that. But I do think the RSS could, that was the original thinking
for Farcaster.
Around Farcaster was RSS Plus.
RSS Plus, yep.
So we're getting back to basics. So that's pretty cool. I do think I've been thinking about our V2 frame and what would be useful. And I think like the main thing the main two things that we want is like, we want to be able to take the YouTube player, essentially the live, and have it play in a frame on Farcaster, and then notify you automatically if you have notifications set when we're live.
Yeah, which I think is easy.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, devs, tell me if it's easy, but I'm sure we're doable. I think it's totally doable. And then we also want, when we're live, just on the top of Warpcast homepage, it just says, yes to crypto, to Woofy, Disco, and Mikado are watching. And, and 45 others are watching GM Farcaster right now. And then people pop in. It's called distribution.
Exactly. We need more distribution. Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is like the main thing we need from Frames V2. And then there's a whole bunch of other like nice to haves, but that's like the key. All right, moving on. This from Triumph. I've known Tree Girl for like 3 years, and she's one of the most selfless, genuine people I've met in my life. I met Ted last year and can say the same. Golden retriever ass human. I love that. Crypto is better with both of them here. Seeing this episode happen makes my heart real full. You should listen. Thanks. So this was an episode of Rehash, a Web3 podcast, building in crypto with Tree Girl and Ted. So I haven't had a chance to give this a listen, but I'm definitely going to add this to my listening over the weekend. So very cool. Love it. Love to see it. This from Fred Wilson. This is pretty cool. What will happen in 2025? And he has some predictions here, mostly tech-based. I did think there was one in here that he made an issue. A housekeeper robot named Judy is launched by Dyson, and it becomes a massive success, selling millions of units. Clearly, the robot is named Rosie. And I spelled that wrong when I said this comment, but it's Rosey. I looked it up after. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's because you're way too young and have never seen the Jetsons. So go look it up.
Who is Judy Jetson? Was she the mom?
She was the daughter.
The daughter.
Jane was the mom.
Because there was a Judy Jetson.
There's a Judy Jetson, but she's the daughter.
But the robot housekeeper was
Rosie. Yeah. Rosie the robot. And Rosie was awesome, and she had a little bit of an edge to her. Loved her. But yeah, I'll take a Rosie anytime. And this from Sloke, introducing Anon World, an anonymous social network where posts are made with ZK-based credentials. Based on Anoncast, it's designed as a flexible platform to support more credentials beyond balances, actions beyond posting, and communities beyond Anon going forward, built on Farcaster. So very cool, sort of expanding the whole Anoncast metric there, like the platform, and really taking it to the next level. So great work there by Sloke. Go check that out. This from Mark Fishman in the First Draft channel. Happy New Year. First Draft Club is back with a bang for 2025. Monthly prize pools right every week in a calendar month for a share of the pool, starting with $500 in January. Our first partner of the year, Beings Club by @no. Read on for more details. So very cool. I really should do this. Have you done this at all? Have you done First Draft? Have you joined?
No, I haven't.
So in other words,
I'm
supposed to be, is what you're saying?
No, it's so up my alley. I would love to, but no, I'm not participating. I will just promote it because it's awesome. I think it's so awesome. It's super cool. I'm not myself.
I haven't either. Also, and I feel like I should be, but I will say those who are participating like praise it like crazy. They talk about this all the time. They think it's awesome. We really probably should get Mark on to talk about it a little bit and talk about some of the experiences. We have a lot of people we need to get on, so we'll get there. We got a lot of people.
There are so many people we need to get on. Like just everybody on. We need like 10,000
Yeah.
people.
We
I
need
remember talking
Sloke.
to
We haven't had
Mark.
Sloke on to talk about a non-world or a non-cast. Like I know.
Don't even get me started.
He's been on like freaking CoinDesk before he was on us. That's not right.
Yeah, we're supposed to be the like launching. Like if you're Farcaster native, you have to come on GM Farcaster first.
I totally
and if you
we
don't
blew
know
it.
a little,
We blew it. Because I'm sure if we'd asked, he would have come. So we blew
I get a little insulted when people don't stop by.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
for the record, you never need to be invited. We don't invite because just
occasionally we invite, but usually the way it goes
like,
through like some kind of recommendation or something we saw and we just reach out and go, hey, you want to come on? It's generally the way it goes. Oh, Debbie, we need Debbie on. Debbie soon.
Oh,
we need Debbie on soon because her book's dropping. So yeah, we need her on.
My God, so many people.
So many people.
But anyway, going back to First Draft Club, if you don't know what it is, I know Mark was really struggling at some point to develop a writing habit. Right. So this really came out of something, I think, and I can let him tell the story of something he wanted for himself, which is like, how do I hold myself accountable for writing? And I think he was trying to follow the model that people have talked about with gyms, when it's like, why am I paying to go to the gym and not going? The gym, like, how do you
need some kind of like
the
accountability?
Yeah. So he started doing a thing where you put money in. I think he was doing it with, right?
Right.
Like you put money
with a
in and an address.
Yeah.
And if you don't publish, like if you publish, you get your money back. And if you don't, it goes to people who do. So it started, and that was probably 6 months ago he started. I don't know. Yeah. But he's built a nice community and people are writing. I write on my own. So I was like, I don't need the accountability. I have it. Don't need it. And then there's always the community aspect on top, which, so yeah, I haven't done it. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah. Love you. I was just curious. Yeah. I wasn't sure. It seemed right up your alley. So I wasn't sure if you were doing the thing. Couple more things, and then we're going to jump into one last topic. Text. This is from Chuck Stock. Text I got from a friend who was previously addicted to Candy Crush, now spends more time on Warpcast to play Geo Crush in the Farcade. The coolest part is she's had Warpcast for 6 months and never really used it. Now she plays games every day and has started casting and following other channels. So that was really cool to see. And also, if you're listening to this, feel free to challenge me in either 2048 or Geo Crush because I'm addicted and I don't have enough tickets. So please,
I'll
challenge
me. I didn't play Geo Crush before, but then you challenged me.
Yeah, it's fun.
I played, and then I had no more people challenging me, but then I had to play like 10 more times.
Yeah,
because addiction.
I've used up all my tickets. I use up my tickets immediately because I'm like trying to practice.
Can you give an overview of Farcade? Do you know Farcade, the mechanics of Farcade in terms of what are tickets and points?
A little bit.
Things like that?
I can give like just what I know. So Farcade has a number of different arcade style games that are built into it. They're all in a V2 frame or a mini app, if you want to refer to it that way. The tickets allow you to play on your own. So you're playing again, you're just, playing solo. And then you can also challenge your friends on Farcade, which are coming from the Farcaster social graph, and some Telegram. I think Telegram also, because I've seen some people have the Telegram icon, some people have the Farcaster icon. And you can, if you challenge, you don't need a ticket. If you're just playing on your own, you do need a ticket. You get a daily ticket allotment. You start with some, and then each day you log in, you get like 3 tickets and some coins. Don't play right now.
I just challenged you so you could play,
great.
And then it opened up as if I think I have to play right away.
You have to play. Yeah, I think you have to play now.
Before you.
But feel free to lose. So it's really fun. And then the games are all sort of classic types of games, right? Just you've got Geo Crush, which is similar to Candy Crush. You've got 2048, which is sort of this combo of like, I don't know, like almost like a Sudoku, but not really. You know what I mean? Like
Did you ever play Cupcakes? Do you remember the Cupcake game?
No. Okay. Is it like that?
All right. It is. Yeah, but it's a classic little
it's a classic. You're connecting. Game. You're connecting things and sliding and all that stuff. And then there's one that's almost like Asteroids. like kind of the Geo Wars, which I cannot figure out how to get that to work, and which is why I need more tickets or free play day or something where I can just bang around on that because I can't figure it out. And then Tower Blocks, which is like you're sliding pieces on and you're trying to stack them like a Jenga kind
That's
of
like
thing.
a dexterity timing thing.
Yeah, very much a timing thing. I mess that up a lot. So I think the biggest thing is that I would say to the team is let me buy tickets. Like I want to pay you money. Let me feed my addiction. Thank you. Please and thank you.
I'm gonna
But
put
also challenge me at any time. Joystick, not buttons. Yes, the joysticks are in there. Yeah. And we do need to, we need to get that team on too and have a chat with them. But I love what they're building. There's also some crypto pieces that are coming that like there's going to be tokens that are attached to some of these things and all that. So I know they're building out more of that, but it's been interesting. If you poke around in there, you see a lot of cool things. You can also earn tickets for different achievements within their earn menu. So like you share it with a certain number of people, you do a certain number of challenges, you hit certain levels, that kind of stuff. So
well, I've been playing. Yeah, I didn't understand the whole ticket thing because I had
yeah.
it. I don't know where I got tickets in the beginning, and apparently maybe I don't have enough of an addicted personality. I haven't run out. By the way, if you haven't noticed, we've talked about being completionists. That's been a recurring theme.
Yeah.
I'm a completionist, which means like I could be doing a live show, but I literally had to finish this game because I started it. So
there was no way. That's why she was like, tell the folks about Farcade. Like, go ahead, just talk for a minute and
I didn't
finish the game.
And I didn't even get past one because I was feeling pressure to come back to talk to you. So you will, I think I challenged you and I think you'll win that one.
Awesome. I just like getting more practice. It's just fun. I will say if you're playing Geo Crush, there were some things I didn't, there's a tiny little menu at the top of the screen that tells you like which thing, how many you have left, how many moves you have left. I didn't see that for like the first 10 times I played. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay, that's helpful. Like I can do this now. Like now
I didn't realize there were certain, you had to get certain shapes to clear around. It wasn't just like clearing. And
you have
those of us,
a certain number like certain number of moves, all that. Yeah.
Crypto is a young person's game, I think, because for those of us who have like old eyes and like I have like 10x font, like you can't, we're the over 40 crowd, you can't make things that small. Shout out
and expect me to notice it.
Yeah,
like my readers here, but
and then I like hand it to my kid; they can see it perfectly.
Yeah.
Mashi Cam, by the way, who's and I don't know, is there
like
a new app?
This was me. This was me going with my readers. Like
I can't say.
What? Huh? What?
But one of the things I was having trouble with Mashi Cam on their new app is it's not reactive. What's the I have like my font up on the phone and then it was their app wasn't showing. Like I couldn't click sign up. So I had to go into settings, turn my font size all the way back down to young person size. Then I could like click through to responsive, not reactive. I'm going anyway.
I know
exactly their app wasn't as responsive. Yep. So then I went back, signed up, went back, moved my settings back up so I could see my phone without glasses.
This is
anyway.
Old people problems. You'll understand, youngins, someday. You will. It's not fun.
Someone on Farcaster was complaining about being old at 30.
Oh, shut up. Like, just shut up. I meant to share this on January 1st. 2 years ago, I was in Pasadena for the Rose Parade. It was a highlight of my life. Shark Pickle Cone brings that experience to life. If you haven't watched it, today is a great day to do so. This was January 1st when the Rose Parade was happening. Unfortunately, it is still not available on YouTube or anywhere like easy to watch on your TV, but you can watch it on Twitter. The link is in the replies here. And you can, or in this cast, I should say, it will be in our show notes and you should go watch it. It's a really good, it's about a little over an hour, great documentary, a lot of fun. And we should really do a screening sometime. I'll figure that out. Okay. We've got one more topic to dive into, but I put them in a separate frame, in a separate window.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
And
sure you do. I just
anyone
needed it to be separate. Yeah.
and if anyone has been on Farcaster, maybe they know as well.
Yeah, they might.
What do you guys think it is?
Yep.
Yep.
So it started with this. It started with this Anon, Super Anon cast. FC is mostly lame. Who are some of the most followed CT personalities that aren't just CZ and big founders? People like Kobe or Ansem. Who are the most followed, promoted people on FC? You decide. Look at the difference in the content and posting of those people. FC would do well to push people more like Kobe and Ansem and not thoughtfluencers who are only real crypto people by accident. Okay. And then this was in response to Woj saying, I want to bring more of the CT meta to Farcaster. The total difference of topics, content makes CT people feel Farcaster is lame. Okay. There's a few other comments on this, but my first comment, and I'm going to say this every time somebody mentions Ansem or somebody like that, is what is the good content that he is producing? Because I can't find it. Mostly it's just him retweeting other people. And then, he's an influencer. So he's showing his life, which is fine. Like he's basically a lifestyle influencer. So all I see is him retweeting other people and then, out at clubs in Vegas. To me, that's not content that's going to drive people here. Like,
Right.
it's not. It's just not. Kobe's a little different.
It won't get someone to switch.
No.
There's probably a reason content like that does well.
Yeah.
People will
It has
watch,
a broader
people will
appeal.
consume.
Yeah. But also, I don't think that, I appreciate thoughtfluencers better than influencers. Yeah, I don't either, yes to crypto. So there was some other conversation in this, and I'm going to just sort of move into some of these other responses. There was a few people who had some good responses to this. Ted said, that's a pretty surface level take. The most followed, promoted people on FC are the ones who were earliest. The majority of them are startup founders or builders with full-time jobs or teams or families, or all of the above, more likely. CT, meta, and meme coins require a ton of attention to be good at it. You have to be locked into it. But most of the large early accounts on FC are busy building their own companies or families. They don't have time to get in the weeds on the set CT meta. The best CT accounts are self-employed, where the meta is a deep part of their job. It's insanely impressive. I wish I could do it. Both are locked in, but on different things. And I thought that was a great take from Ted, as did Matthew. Perhaps the most bullish path for Farcaster ecosystem is to remain disconnected from CT culture, continue to build its own, and finally deliver on crypto's promise of apps uniquely enabled by crypto rails that people actually want. This was from Android 16, commenting on Matthew. This is a good take. Things make more sense when you see Farcaster as the self-selecting group of people that, 1, have wallets installed and know how to use them, 2, are not cynical about crypto, aka the economic internet. CT has 1 but not 2, and Blue Sky has neither, which is true. This was Christopher's take. This is funny. Twitter hot takes are soft serve ice cream compared to these crypto complaints over on Blue Sky. This was from, I don't even know who this is. Goat.navy. Don't log into Farcaster much because it's all a bit too LinkedIn, but for crypto, which not a bad thing, people, especially if you're working in crypto. Which is the only way you could make something worse than LinkedIn. So the overfunded tech person in charge of it has started sending me unsolicited emails of his own posts. So this was so funny. So funny. First of all, not unsolicited. At some point, you clicked a box that said, yes, please send me email updates.
I'll give him it's unsolicited because I've signed up recently. Well, listen. it's not unique to Warpcast. Anytime you sign up for anything, the default is sign up for emails.
Right.
You can unsubscribe.
Right.
I've created a few new accounts, so I've gotten these emails of like, hey, you know, it's
and they change. They'll be different. This person casted. However, if you're only following Dan, you're probably going to get one that says Dan just said this.
It is funny. DWR sending emails of his own casts. I know. By the way, it's not worse than what Elon's doing on Twitter, which is like, I don't. I would say like every other tweet I see is Elon.
Absolutely.
He makes sure you see him.
Yeah, absolutely. This was also funny. This is from Ted. Again, sometimes I'm like, yes, let's be more like crypto Twitter. And then I remember, wow, this is still what the world thinks of crypto. So somebody had, Avi had casted, crypto is objectively the worst industry of all time. And somebody replied, stinky, sketchy, lack of taste. The list goes on. I have to say my response back to this was not even close to the worst industry of all time. I'm like, let's start with the military industrial complex, pharmaceutical industry, healthcare. Like I gave a few and then I'm like, and then maybe you can slide crypto in there. But yeah. So funny.
I guess, you know, I take objection to I don't even like when we call crypto an industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't identify.
I feel like it's the tech industry and it's a segment of it. It's not.
Is there like an electricity industry?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. All the companies that fall under that, like the FPLs and all that. Yeah, there is.
But anyway,
there's like a NACE code. Yeah. Yeah.
A NACE code.
There's a code for that industry. Yeah.
I just like the whole group. I don't know. I just have trouble with even when we talk about kind of industries like they're monolithic and trying to group. But yeah, I would say crypto has a PR problem.
Yeah, you think? Just a smidge.
By the way,
just a smidge.
My dad and my sister watched they called me yesterday. I saw my sister yesterday. She's like, yeah, so Dad and I watched a GM Farcaster. We wanted to see because they know what I'm doing. And neither of them
This is what happens when you spend time with your family and they ask you what are you up to,
and then they like get curious.
Is your answer like this? My answer goes, okay, well, so I left my job and I'm doing now don't judge me, podcast.
Now, still don't judge me. It's about a crypto social network.
No.
It was very cute that they were curious. So they put YouTube on the TV and I
love it.
I spent the day with my sister yesterday and she told me this. I'm like, oh, I want to hear but she never told me what she thought of it. I think she was being nice. And then I talked to my dad last night and I was like, well, what did you think? And he didn't totally understand what we were talking about. It turns out they watched Farcaster 101.
Oh, okay.
And he just started repeating back what he thought he heard. And he said, oh, well, and he kind of got it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. That's like really he understood. Good. Yeah. And then he said, well, blockchain. He's like, isn't that kind of like what the early day of the internet was?
Ooh.
I'm like, well, like,
Dad's on
kind of like just computers connecting to each other. I'm like, yeah.
Exactly.
But, right. And then we talked about the app layer of like, you know, kind of who owns your identity. And he totally got that too. And then later he said, oh, but what does crypto have to do with any of this? Like, is that because he said something about like everyone like you can something about how like you have cryptocurrencies as like the like foundational layer. I'm like, yes, that's it.
I'm so impressed. So that's great. All right. Well, that makes me feel really good about our educational content. Like that he could get there from there. That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, hey, Adrian's dad and sister. Thanks for watching. At least watching Farcaster 101. Love it. And just one more thing. This was from Woj as a follow-up. In response to Horsefacts, which recent discussions from Twitter are so intensely interesting you feel you're missing out? Is it possible trending CT meta is just kind of boring? And then Woj gave this list: Echo, Kobe, Farcoin, Penguins, BTC Maxis, AI16Z, Eliza, Ansem's family. I've already stated my issues there. Solana versus Base, Owen 1v9, The Prophet, Abstract Monad, Bera, Mega. So a lot of these relate to Solana, and I think that's why some of this hasn't permeated as much, which we've talked about that a little bit. I think there's been a lot of talk about some of these things like AI16Z and Eliza, like the things that are building, you know what I mean? Like the builders, I think they do make their way into discussions on Farcaster. Things that are just influencers, like what are we going to talk about with the BTC Maxis? They like Bitcoin. They really like Bitcoin. They think Bitcoin's going to go up. Anything else? Like there's nothing else there. Like I don't know. That's my argument. And then on the Penguins, I have been trying. Believe me, I've had multiple conversations with Luca about this. And early on, like I think they would have been more involved on Farcaster early on, except that it took them months to get their Pudgy Penguins account because somebody had squatted on it. And Dan just wasn't getting back to them. So they finally got that situated, but then they just were, I think, just too busy. It's just not high on the priority list, but I've tried to like have those conversations of like, hey, can we get you guys a intern or something, or just put it into your rotation when you're doing your other socials or whatever. So I do think that Pudgy Penguins definitely should have a bigger presence on Farcaster because I think there's tools that Farcaster has that would be beneficial to them. And so I think there's a reason. A lot of these, I don't feel like there's a reason. Like it's just talk. And most of the talk is just all related to coin go up. It's not really discussion. Like it's, the CT meta is what? Farcoin. And what's the discussion? Yeah. Like what's the meta? Number go up. That's it. Like, okay. So I don't feel like we're missing that much.
Yeah, listen, and even if you were missing a lot, it's really hard to lift and shift an entire community from one platform to another. And I think Dan's recognized that early on. It was like, you could try to do that, but it's probably futile and not going to work. So I think it takes a different strategy, right? Which is, listen, Farcaster's really the only network that has crypto baked in.
Right.
Eventually, right? It does eventually, if you build enough net new crypto experiences, does it become something better? Also the concept of minting new stars.
Yep.
So if you're in this conversation, right? Like it's, I don't know. It's
an opportunity for those who do want to build a presence that's different and unique. So it's an opportunity for some folks on crypto Twitter who maybe don't have as large of an audience as some of these folks, but maybe have something to say and have a point of view that might be interesting. You could come build that presence over on Farcaster, and you might be able to build it a lot quicker and not have to compete as, with people who have 500,000 followers and things like that. So, there you go. There's an opportunity there. Come be the Pudgy Penguins influencer over on Farcaster.
Yeah. Like, I don't disagree. Like, sure, bring the, like Farcaster might do better with more of that content, but like, it doesn't matter. You can, it's like, kind of like I tell, like with, it's like you tell your kids, like, you can complain. Yeah. But it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make it easier to like.
Sounds like an opportunity for another client.
Yeah.
Sounds like an opportunity for another,
Just stop complaining and be the change you want to see. Like you want better content, go make better content.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. That's it for us. This was funny. I don't think we put this up. My wife at London Farcaster meetup. I understood none of the words you people said, but I'm in. And we love that about her. So anyway, and this from Meta David. I don't think Farcaster needs to chase CT in that way. Just like any business, social platforms have different market segments they serve. And I agree. I think we just need to be, create the Legos that make it interesting to be over on Farcaster, and we'll get there. But
and this is actually right. I mean, this is the whole concept of any new technology, which is like, are you going to copy something that already exists? And everyone tries so hard. Like, you can only look backwards, so you can be like, well, I know what LinkedIn is, and I know what Instagram is, so therefore Farcaster has to be one of those, but right, like it's LinkedIn, but for crypto, or it's Twitter, but this, and Farcaster is probably dead on arrival if that's what it's going to be, if that's the end state.
Exactly.
So it has to be something novel.
Has to be net new.
What is that? It has to be novel. It has to be something we don't know, right? So just like when the iPhone came out, right, and we didn't know we'd get Google Maps, but when you put a device as GPS in it, what happens? Okay, now you have, so I don't think we know what Farcaster is, and you can pretend you do, but no one knows. We don't know.
Nobody knows. And just look back at this past year, and you can see how much things have changed since where we started at the beginning of 2024 and where we ended was completely upside down. So you just never know what this next year is going to bring. And speaking of 365 days, I do have to show this one more time because Yes to Crypto, I don't know if he was here when I said it earlier. So I just want to make sure that you saw. Congratulations. We're so glad you were here, and happy Farcaster birthday. Yes to Crypto. And with that, Adrienne, we're going to wrap it up. So Monday, we will not be here with you, but we will be back. I will be back on Wednesday with a guest host. And then we'll be back on Friday with, and why am I forgetting his name again? Why did I just blank on his name? Chaskin.
From the
Chaskin.eth from the
from the
Ethereum
Foundation.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And I'm excited to hear what the Ethereum Foundation has in store for 2025. So,
and I'm curious, like,
cool.
Did you ever get involved in any of like Ethereum governance or EIPs or like at that level? And I want, and I'm curious, like, who on Farcaster is, and
it's a good question,
because everyone's Ethereum aligned. Everyone's pretty much like being here and Ethereum, dare I say, maxis or whatever. So why not? Why isn't there as much of that? Someone tagged us recently to say, I guess, there's like calls, Ethereum calls that talk, and why no one, I think someone was trying to cover them. But listen, we know it takes effort to do a lot of this. And I think someone also said, so someone had tagged us like, wouldn't it be great if we were pushing out more, just like, here's updates from the Ethereum roadmap, and that doesn't really exist on Farcaster. And I was like, yeah, it kind of doesn't. Where is that?
And it really should.
And that is something like, that's not price go up, but maybe that's an opportunity. So I'm going to just not manifest, but I like to say things and put it out and see what happens. But as we grow our GM Farcaster network, media network this year, there's probably an opportunity for us to do more Ethereum talk as well.
There's an opportunity for us to help somebody start that kind of an update. So if you are that person who is tapped in, reach out.
Whether it's written, podcast. No, that's what I mean. Like, well,
we're talking to you, Vitalik. Let us help you start a podcast. Come talk about Ethereum on a regular basis. We'd love that. Hey, shoot our shot.
So we'll talk to Chaskin about, I'm sure we'll see if he's got ideas.
He may have some really good ideas on this. So I'm excited.
We covered that, I think, earlier.
Yeah, we said that earlier, Mikado. Remember, go find the comment where she says she was late.
No.
We started with that.
No.
Oh, she said, I am not late. Except she said
Monaco. This isn't
when she
Mikado.
was late. Oh, it's Monaco. Sorry, it's not Mikado.
We had
we did say at the very beginning it's BTC's birthday. But thanks for the reminder. GM ETHcaster. I love that. Yeah. And with that, everybody, we're going to call it, and we will see you all next week on Wednesday, or on Tuesday, sorry, for the hub, and then Wednesday for GM Farcaster and Friday for GM Farcaster. So we will see you then. And with that, everyone, bye-bye.